Hey guys, welcome back to another episode of the podcast. My name is Kevin Powell. I love talking to bands, whether they're just starting out or they've been around a while, festivals, small, big, anything. I love talking to bands and getting to know them and letting you guys learn about maybe a new favorite band. Today, I have a band on here called Holy Mother, and we have Mike and Mickey. Guys, how are we doing today?
Excelente. How you doing?
I'm seeing a lot of guitars in the background. I want to start with Mike. What do we got behind you?
We got a Michael Kelly, we got a Schecter, another Schecter, and then I have another Michael Kelly in there, but I play all different Ibanez and that kind of thing. But Mickey, forget it. Mick's dad used to own a guitar store, and Mick has a endorsement with Charvel. So Mickey, how many guitars you got?
70-something.
I'm not kidding, he does.
Did you say 70 something?
Yeah. We're psychopaths with it. We're total psychopaths. Just this is a very small fraction. I have one EVH here. We have Bumblebee, but then all along the wall is Charvel's, like something like this. I'm very thankful that Charvel endorses what I do and so supportive. But so what I try to do is give that support back and play nothing but a crap ton of Charvel.
Perfect.
Yeah.
Well, Mickey, I'm guessing you're the drummer, so no, I'm just kidding. Hey, rock fans, don't miss your chance to win 4 general admission weekend tickets to Louder Than Life. Enter now through August 26, 2024. For all the details, head over to my socials at Kevin X Powell. Winners will be announced on August 26th. Good luck and get ready to rock at Louder Than Life. We're talking to Holy Mother here. We got Mike and Mickey. I want to know about this new album, Rise. Can you tell us about the inspiration and themes behind the album?
Pretty much a lot of the themes are just inspirational, kind of, just uplifting kind of stuff that we like to not preach, but, come across to our fans. Depending on most of the songs are like that. If you go through the title of even some stuff is about tumultuous relationships, and most of it's just positivity,
Now, what was each of your roles in this album?
Well, Mick came pretty much in the middle of the Rise album, and Mick, obviously the guitar player, he played a lot of, like rhythm tracks over what I played, and he played all the guitar solos. And basically, before he got in, I had a lot of stuff written already with Jim Harris, the drummer. Jim is not with us anymore. He retired from the business. He had enough.
Oh, okay.
Which I get sometimes I do get him. He's like, it's, being in original bands and it gets very, rigorous traveling back and forth to Europe and all that kind of stuff. So basically me and Jim had been in the band for the duration or the inception of Holy Mother. Which we started basically 94, 95. And we took a hiatus of at least 18 years before we came out with Face This Burn a couple of years ago. But basically I, would write a lot of the stuff, guitar-wise and rhythm parts and melodies. And Jim would help me arrange and play drums and, because he's the drummer, obviously. And he's a great lyricist, Jim. So that was basically it, how this thing came together. As far as bass goes, we have Wayne Banks, who lives in Nottingham, England. He played on considerable amount. I think he played on like 4 tracks. I played some bass on it too and bounced some stuff back and forth. But I do own my own, studio like many musicians today do. That's basically how the last 2 albums came about, Face This Burn and this new one, Rise.
Perfect. Mickey, how did you get involved with the band?
So I've known Mike for quite a bit. We slowly just, he said, I think originally for him, he saw a poster of me on a wall at a music store, and that's how he kind of learned about who I was. But, he's a legend. So it's like, always hearing his name and everything. And then I did a gig at a local place and I invited him to come down and sing with my band. He came down, we did a couple tunes, he killed it. And from there, we always kind of kept in contact. I was doing my own thing and he was always with Holy Mother, really pushing it. And I saw all the great things he was doing, of course. And then about August of 2022, I just graduated high school, like just got out. I was just doing a lot of gigging, and August 2022, I got a call that was just like, hey, I need a guitar player for Holy Mother. Would you be interested? And it was like that's a no-brainer. Yeah. Like I didn't have to think about that one. That was right away. Yeah, let's do it. So been in since August 2022, and it's been just amazing.
Well, perfect. I'm glad you guys were able to come together on that. What significance does this new album Rise hold for each of you? Mickey, it's going to be a little bit different for you coming into the band. Mike, different answer from you, I'm expecting. So just a little bit personal aspects on this album.
Well, as far as this album goes, I put a lot of, my heart and soul into this one. I really, believe in this one. And I just think it's, an artist is always going to say it's their best record or whatever. That's very common, but I truly believe that. But it holds, the songs really, hit home for me, lyrically as well. And musically. They're just, and they're so fun to play live, man. It's just, I can see the people's reaction so far. I mean, we've played, we were on tour with Doro in March in Germany, all amazing sold out shows. And I could see the reaction, so, Faces Burn was a great record, but this one definitely, as like every musician would say, the Rise is this is the one, so we're going to the end with this thing. We're going to push it as much as we can. We just signed with a management company as well, so it really holds a high quality, as far as what we did and what we were able to come up with on this new album.
Mickey, how about for you?
Yeah, well, the album was for me the first album with this band, so it's like a big, it's a monumental thing because it's like an introduction to, I'm like really in the band now. Like, a lot of people knew me for being in the band now, but it's like this is really like, for me, when a musician has their first like stamp on that album in a band, it's like, okay, they are like officially in that band now. So for me, it was kind of like that. It was just very cool to see the work come to life, and especially now being able to hold it. Mike has it. I don't have it on my desk or anything, but to have like the vinyl or CD like in your hand, like I've done my own solo stuff, my own solo work, which is I'm not discrediting what I did or anything, but it's like it's different when it's like this is something that a group has come together and we've really worked and made sure that it was a great effort and that people are going to love it. So it's just really cool to see, especially in the first month that it's been out, how people have just really clinged on to it and like all the really cool stuff we've gotten to hear about it. It's been just amazing. So for me, it's just been awesome. Like I can't even like put it into words on how cool I think it is just in my heart.
I can see and feel the excitement coming off of you, and boy, do I love that. I've run into in the past where it's like, hey, how do you feel about being in the band? It's like, that's cool, I guess. It's like, no, it's more than cool. It's an experience. It's awesome. You get to create music and people listen to it, and you guys did a great job on the album. I'm talking to Mike and Mickey from the band Holy Mother. For those who might not be familiar with Holy Mother, can you tell us about how the band kind of came together?
Sure. We started out like 94, I believe. Our first album came out in 95. Different members. We had Randy Coven, who's not with us anymore. God rest his soul. He was, I'm sure a lot of people are familiar with Randy. He's played with a lot of big time famous musicians like Steve Vai and Zach Wilde and Al Pitrelli. Had some with those guys, and he had his own, solo albums out. So Randy and I actually got together, and then we brought Jim in, and then we actually had a different guitar player at the time, and then we came out with the first album, and then we came out. The first album was like a hard rock album, and the label, we're on a small label, and the label's like, man, you got to get a lot heavy in this. We need, something more power metal kind of thing. So that's when we came out with Toxic Rain, the first, the first album that really hit back in '98. And then from there, we did Criminal Afterlife. And then after that, it was My World War in 2002. Then Jim left again, the drummer. I did Agoraphobia, which it was on SPV Steamhammer. And then that was the time when we took the 18-year hiatus. And like I was been busy with a lot of bands. I was in another band in Germany called Messiah's Kiss. They're a German band. And we toured a lot. We did a lot of touring, a lot of festivals. And also I was singing with the band Riot for a while, touring with those guys. And I've just been really busy through all that. I'm in a 8-piece wedding band. We do corporate gigs. I do tributes here and there. So basically, in between all that, I've been very busy. But Holy Mother's been around for a while. And the hardest part for Holy Mother was taking that 18-year hiatus, because that was the time when, YouTube was really popular and building your fan base and, on the internet, So when we came out with Faces Burn, it was almost like not starting over, because we did have, some roots and some fans that were, always, very interested in the band. But it was difficult, Now we're working hard to get that, gaining the momentum again, So right now we're doing, like I said, the momentum is great because Faces Burn came out, now Rise is out, and then we're going to continue to put another album out right away as we're writing with, Mickey now getting more involved, and our new drummer Steve McQueen. It's great, So basically, band's been around a while. That's basically the history, really quick for you. I could talk for like 3 hours on the history only.
Oh, I'm sure. No problem. Thanks for sharing that information. So when it came to the 18-year hiatus, I bet it didn't feel like 18 years.
No, only because I was so busy with other stuff. Everyone, different, families and stuff like that. Music here, music there, music, and playing with the other bands. We actually, ironically enough, we toured with Doro in 2002, Messiah's Kiss, on their first album. And then 20 some years later, where Holy Mother was touring with Doro in March. We just finished the tour, and we're going to go out on her tour again in December. So, it was such a great tour that they invited us back, and we feel great about that. But it was just an amazing tour. All the musicians, I'm friends with Johnny D, and all the other guy, Bill Hudson, great guy, and their tour manager, and of course Doro's just the sweetest thing around. I mean, she's so great. But everything about it, the hospitality, the venues were sold out. And when I say sold out, we were direct support, and there was no other band. So basically, when we went on stage, there were 1,700 to 2,000 every night. Doors closed. Oh my
goodness!
Yeah, a little bit different in Europe. It's really an amazing experience. They treat you a lot better than they do here in the States. The hospitality is way better.
I'm going to follow up with you on that in a little bit, because I someone with your kind of experience, I think, is definitely going to give the listeners and the viewers here an experience that really no one can think about, because you guys have been all over. Now, have you guys toured recently? Like, Mickey, have you been with these guys playing shows and touring?
Mm-hmm, yeah. So I joined, like I said, in August of 2022. Shortly after that, we did a European tour that I think was about 12 or 13 countries, I'm going to say. Started in Croatia and just did a big circle. So we hit countries like Croatia, Slovenia, Italy, France, Belgium, Germany, Poland, the list goes on. But
go ahead. Sorry.
Go ahead. Sorry.
I was just going to ask, have you toured previously before that?
No tours previously before that. Just a lot of, I did festivals here and there here. I did a lot of playing in the States. But it was never like really what we do with this, where it was like, we're on the road for a month and we're just going.
So how did it feel getting the news that you're going to tour Europe?
Oh, it was awesome. It was like
first show was in Croatia, right?
Yeah, my first show was in Croatia. I was busting balls with our new drummer. He recently just played his first show with us. It was in New York City. But I'm like, man, I feel so bad for you. He's like, why? He's like, because your whole family's here. They're all eyeing you. Everyone is here. I'm like, when we were playing Croatia, yeah, it was a great room. But no one like that was really close to me was there, so I can kind of like refine my craft before I come home. And then when we play home, people can see it. I'm like, you are right in the fire. But no, honestly, the first getting that news of we're gonna be on the road and everything. It's like, holy crap, really? And then I remember it was like before I left for the first tour, we were recording Rise. We were really working on the record. And I was talking to Mike about dates, and I knew some of the dates we had, but then like the first time I was like, holy crap, was when he's like, oh yeah, and then we have a Paris date. I'm like, yeah, we have a Paris date. I'm like, I didn't know we were going to Paris. He's like, yeah, we're going to Paris. And for me, I was just like, all right, this is the coolest thing in the world. But now it's like, even then when I find out we're going on tour again, I still get like a little kid. I'm like, ooh, like when we got the invite back for Doro, I was like, ooh, again? Awesome.
It's such a great feeling. Did you guys, I hope you did you do any like sightseeing when you were over there?
God, we had some days off in a lot of the countries. It was really hard to book consecutive gigs and stuff. So we did have a lot of days off, especially in Paris. I mean, my wife, Janet, comes with me everywhere. She's like my personal manager. Without her, I'm like unorganized, But we like had dinner at the Eiffel Tower. Wayne and Mickey and Phil Adams, the guy who works for our band, he lives over in Germany. I think you guys walked like 18 miles, right? I walked 14. You guys, I tracked my my phone, So yeah, we had a great, we definitely did a lot of sightseeing, Slovakia, Slovenia. Sometimes it's a little like we were saying before. You're one city, then the next day you're on the bus and you're done. But we had the privilege to see a lot of different places and different sightseeing. It was just amazing. Great. Even my luggage, we did not include all the countries that we played, but my luggage, if you want to include that was in India, if you remember. They lost my luggage. I had the Apple tracker I put in my luggage, and we landed in Croatia, and everyone got their luggage except for me. This happened twice. So I had the tracker in there, and we're like, where is this thing? All of a sudden, we see it flying over, blah, 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 and it lands in Mumbai, India. I'm like, oh, my God. And it sat there for 2 weeks, and by the time it came back,
perfect time.
Yeah, it was, because we were leaving, I think, Germany. We were in Germany at the time. I had to go to the airport and beg for my luggage to come back. And the girl was like, you're not coming in. I'm like, listen, my luggage is in that room right there. I could see it on my tracker. She's like, oh, there's so many in there you'll never find. I'm like, listen, it's right there. So I had to fight, curse, and whatever. I thought I was going to get arrested. Finally, I go back there. As soon as I open the door, I go, it's right there. You could see it right there. It's an orange, whatever, suitcase. Forget it. I'm not checking bags anymore. I'm going to try to pack everything just to carry on. I'm the singer, I can just wheel in my, my in-ears and my wireless or whatever. But what a weird experience. I had no clothes. I had to go out and buy new clothes or whatever. But it was something that I guess we'll never forget. And it happened on another tour, but not that long though. So Mickey, whatever you're going to bring with you, make sure you take with you on the plane. As you know, you learn from me.
Perfect. So I think I'm going to get two different answers with the same question. So we're going to start with Mike, and then we're going to go to Mickey. Over the years, you guys have played in the United States. You guys have played over in Europe. You've played all over the place. I want to know what the difference is between maybe how the venue staff treats bands, how the audience reacts to bands, how the food is, anything. There's going to be good, there's going to be bad on both sides. What do you guys prefer? Let's start with Mike.
Okay. Just from the last experience with Doro Pesh, we could just start with the venues. The venues are amazing that we were playing at. Obviously, it depends on venue to venue, but every venue that we played, comparable to some of the venues that we played here in the States, it's just that the staff there at the venues are more receptive, helpful. just nicer, easier to get along or whatever. Like the venues, and then the hospitality as far as the food, there's no comparison. I mean, as far as all the venues that we just played, I mean, we show up for lunch and there's like a line of every fruit, every bread, every meat, every cheese, every tea, every coffee. I mean, then all of a sudden dinner comes out, and sometimes we have a personal chef on these tours, or just the food is amazing. The spreads are amazing. As far as bandmates, I mean, as far as the guys in the band, like I said before, are amazing. But comparable, the crowds, though, like I said before, I mean, when we went on stage, it was sold out, and nobody would leave. I mean, we were right there, so we got all the attention that we needed, and it went real well. In the States, sometimes you see a band, a lot of times if there's a headliner and then you got direct support, a lot of times people out there having a drink, and they're not involved, So in Europe, most of the time or every time, they're there. They're there to support the band, whatever, warming up or whatever, direct support. So, and if the band does well, like we did, encores most of the night. I mean, it's a total different, comparison, but I think the States are getting better. Like I said, depending on the venue. We just played Sony Hall in New York City. That was a really nice venue, but it wasn't like anything like Europe, as far as everything, the catering, the sound guy was pretty cool. They were good, but everything is just a little bit better over in Europe. And, and you still got these big festivals and stuff like that people show up. Germany has a lot of them, Spain and Belgium and Greece. And the States, there was one, the Blue Ridge just got canceled in America. But there's a lot of them coming around here in the States. We're just hoping for more,
All right, Mickey, what do you think? Europe versus USA?
I know you expected two different answers, but I think I'm kind of with Mike on this.
I know, right?
Okay.
It's just kind of a different atmosphere. I mean, no disrespect to here in the States at all. There are a lot of metalheads here, but you do have to remember. I think when it comes to metal in the States versus in Europe, I think metal is it's a bigger thing in Europe that I would say than it is here. I hope I'm not being wrong or ignorant by saying that. I just think, from a first-hand point of view, playing here and then playing there, it just seems night and day, where it's like, oh, you go there and it's like the fans are just into it. Like, I mean, for me, like, we go to Germany a lot. I love Germany, but like another country we go to and I'm shocked by how into it they are is Poland. Poland, like I made a joke, I think a while ago, where it's like we played a venue in Poland and just like the atmosphere and like walking in, how people act, it just felt like you were in like 1983. And like, I know I wasn't even born at the time, but it's like, it felt like that. Like, it just like everyone was just straight like that. And as far as
like a movie
how it goes, I mean, I think both, I think that's just kind of, I think it just kind of varies by different camps, because some camps you can go overseas and they might not treat you as well. But I think with Doro's camp, they were so accommodating and so sweet that we had such a good experience.
Yeah.
With the States, we've never had something like that. But yet again, that could just be because Doro's camp is just amazing. You know what I mean?
Well, you know what, too? After the shows, all the meet and greets were just incredible. It's a lot. It seems a bit different in Europe, too. The meet and greets are a little bit larger. But plus, they know it, like Holy Mother was pretty big in Europe, so they always had like a fan base. So, I mean, even at the festival that we did last year, Headbangers Festival last year we did in Germany, it was amazing. I mean, you got lines of people lining up just to, meet the band, talk to you, and tell you that, they bought this album from you or whatever. It's just, like Mick was saying, the fans are it's just a different breed, there's more of a variety of styles of music, but they're still so into the metal thing,
So I'm glad you guys gave both of your perspectives on this. Are you guys familiar with Download Festival over in Europe?
Of course.
So that's the best thing I could ever compare anything to. Like you said, Mike, the crowds will be there early in the morning. Yeah, you were talking about the YouTube days. I remember watching on YouTube all the bands that I used to love and still do love. 9 a.m. Download Festival, and the crowd is packed already. 9 a.m. here. Nah, sorry. You're gonna have a few people up front, but it's not gonna be packed like it is Download. And European fans are kind of crazy. They'll be there all day, all weekend. They're ready.
Do it. How they do it. You know what's funny is the Download Festival used to be called Donington. It was the Donington Festival. That's what it was before Download, if I'm not mistaken, but I'm almost positive. Yeah, that's an amazing festival. We haven't had the privilege to play there yet, but I'm sure we're inquiring about that. And we did play Bloodstock in that's in English. Isn't Download
Bloodstock? Yeah.
I mean, where's Download? Isn't that in England, right?
Download somewhere.
It's in England, I think. It's
I think so.
Called Donington, right? Yeah, we did play. I played Bloodstock with Massage Kiss, 2016 or whatever. But yeah, it was great. Getting back to all these comparisons, Japan is a total different market. I mean, as far as fans go, it's amazing. I mean, Holy Mother never played Japan yet, but I did it twice with Riot, and it was like they are so dedicated. I mean, Riot's like legends over there. I mean, you can't even go out of your hotel and they like follow you around, and so. But Japan, oh my Lord, whew, they're like amazing. They're so dedicated, man, incredibly, and they know every song. They'll sing every lyric, and they're so on top of everything. It's just amazing.
Mickey, what's a bucket list, either festival, venue, place that you want to play?
Well, you know what? We got Wacken under our belt, so that was like a check. But what I would, that's tough. I guess because we're New Yorkers. I think for me, you always think Madison Square Garden. I mean, for me, because I'm a huge hockey fan, they just built that big UBS arena. I've gotten there so many times, and I'm like, I've been there for concerts too, other than hockey games. The sound is phenomenal. So that's why I'm like, that's another place I would love to play. As far as festivals go, there's so many. Play Wacken again would be sweet. What's Rock AM Ring? That's another one. There's a lot. There's just a lot of
Sweet Rock is great.
Yeah, Swede Rock, that's another one. There's a lot of I think, like the German ones are always just so good. Like they're just ridiculously good.
I know them all.
I would think Madison Square Garden, get back on Wacken, maybe a Rock AM Ring.
Yeah.
I just want to I think an arena would be cool. Like just as a bucket list, just to say I'm playing an arena.
Absolutely. Got a few minutes left here on the interview. I want to know, what are some upcoming things happening with Holy Mother?
So our next show is in New Jersey at the Landis Theater on August 4th. We're headlining with a couple of other bands. One band is called Wild Streets. I think, Mickey, you know who they are. And then we have the Paris thing on August 23rd is the festival. Then La Rochelle the next day in France. We have another show. And then basically we have a couple of local shows we're doing here for some like a album release thing here locally. We got a couple of shows coming up. Those are the dates. Are going to be I think it's December 7th, right? So we got that, and then we got the Doro tour. It starts December 16th till the 22nd in Germany. That's only Germany though.
Wonderful. Keeps you guys busy. New album Rise is out right now from Holy Mother. I got a couple follow-up ending questions for you. You both can answer this question. Do you have any advice for any new bands, up-and-coming bands trying to make their mark in the music scene?
Definitely. First of all, it's so that the market is very flooded with different styles and stuff. Come out with a style that you're very comfortable with and what you believe in, because there's so many different things going on as far as different categories of metal. You got power metal, you got new metal, you got black metal, you got all these different things going on, traditional metal. And right now I'm going through the same thing because I'm always writing music, So I'm like, I'm in there today and I'm writing. I'm like, I don't know. Should I make it? I don't know about this and that. I don't know. You know what? Just go with your heart, what you like and what makes you feel good. That's the best advice I can say if you're going to be an original band, But if you're going to be, like I said, there's a lot of tribute bands and all that going on. If that suits you, that's fine. But as far as originality, and being creative, just go with your heart, what you love and what you feel, because that's what's going to come best out on tape when people hear you. Don't try to be something you're not.
Very well said. How about for you, Mickey?
I always live by 2 words, and those 2 words are have fun. No matter what, you just have to have fun. If you're not having fun, there's no, you're just not going to enjoy it. It's simple as that. Music is my job, but I enjoy my job so much because it is music. It doesn't feel like I'm ever working when really I am. So that's always my biggest thing to say. Even I have it written on a couple of the back of my guitars. Have fun. It's so important.
It is. It really is.
And it's cool. I've had my fair share of playing shows, being in shows, being around shows, working shows, and you can tell who's having fun and who isn't. And if I can tell from the audience, I bet other people can as well. Any final words you guys want to say to fans?
Well, let me ask you, are you a musician as well, I say?
Yes, I have some guitars by me, but I don't have as many as any of you.
I don't think it does. Final words? Look out for Holy Mother. We're, like I said, we just saw a new management company. We're going to be very busy. And I think we'll be playing the States a lot, so look out for us. HolyMotherBand.com. Pick up the album, download it, whatever you got to do as far as any platform or whatever. We got vinyl. We got, CDs and all that kind of stuff. Check out the band. I know if you're a fan of hard rock and metal, I know you'll enjoy this. It's influenced by myself being a big Ronnie Dio fan vocally, and the music can be as modern as Disturbed, as a mix. So to all those people out there, when you see Holy Mother in your town or whatever, or request it, come out to see us and support the band. You got to support original bands. Very important.
Perfect. How about for you, Mickey?
Yeah, like Mike said, the support everyone's been giving us is tremendous, and we cannot thank you guys enough. For me personally, I'm just in awe by how many people are just giving support. It's great. I would like to thank Charvel Guitars, Elixir Strings, FU Tone for being the support for me. They always endorse me. They're always sweet as pie. As far as the band goes, if you want to find us out, Holy Mother at Holy Mother Band at Holy Mother Band. I think that's the Instagram.
Holy Mother. Yeah. Okay.
And then you can find www.holymotherband.com. From there, you can find our vinyl, CDs, dates. If you want to order some merch, For me, I'm at Mickey_Licks on Instagram, Mickey Licks on Facebook. Mike, I think he's at Mike Torelli Musician, if I'm not mistaken.
Yeah. Right.
Check us out. Check out what we're doing, because we're really starting to pick up momentum, and we want to get the music to you guys.
Right.
Perfect. Thank you, gentlemen. Mike, Mickey, it's been an absolute pleasure talking with you guys today. We got a few minutes left. I'm going to talk to you here in a little bit off air, okay?
Great. Thank you.
All right, so that's Holy Mother. They have a brand new album right now called Rise. You got to check it out. These guys rule. Had a lot of fun listening to them. Had a lot of fun talking to these guys as well. I'm very jealous of all the guitars that these guys have. And man, to go over to Europe one day, tell you what, that'd be fun. Hope you guys had fun. Thank you for watching, listening to this episode of the podcast. We'll see you guys next time.